I don't know whether you have noticed what I've noticed concerning SIFUNA. There's something about Senator SIFUNA that I'm noticing that maybe you'll comment, because maybe I'm seeing things that are not there. For SIFUNA, he's the Secretary General of ODM. And the ODM has contributed 5 cabinet members. Many people think that it is 4, but it is 5. ODM has contributed 2 cabinet secretaries from Luo Nyanza, 1 from Luhyaland, and 1 from Coast, and also 1 from Turkana. Many people don't know that the Turkana lady was even a very senior official in ODM, I think even in the Electoral Commission or something like that, but she was very senior. So the ODM party, I'm avoiding saying Raila, although the difference is the same. The ODM party released those people in their personal capacity. It is not a coalition. ODM is not part of the government, but it is just that these people got what we can call unpaid leave. If they were employed by ODM, it means that they are on unpaid leave or even study leave. When they go and complete their study, or when they go and complete their whatever they are doing, they'll come back and rejoin ODM. Although their positions have been taken over. And you know, with the ODM, it is it the third, one of the oldest parties. We have some parties which are older than ODM, like Democratic Party. But then, what is Democratic Party? Nobody even remembers it, isn't it? You find that the oldest is KANU, and I think Ford Kenya is the second. But you see, ODM has come and overshadowed Ford Kenya, that you'd even be mistaken to think that ODM is older than Ford Kenya. But since the days of Men in Black, ODM, the way they usually fill in positions is that a position comes up, like Ababu Namwamba left, he was the Secretary General. So SIFUNA was placed there, and he has been there forever. Now that the 2 deputy leaders have taken a study leave to go and assist Kenya Kwanza to bring up a broad-based, some people say bread-based, broad-based government, where they have started a broad-based government. If you see the way the things are doing, obviously ODM is not part of Kenya Kwanza. And some people who are, I get annoyed with somebody who is supposed to know something, but then behaves as if he's the most illiterate person on earth. Somebody is supposed to know something, that somebody is supposed to be aware that it is possible even for the ruling party to be the minority. They confuse the Westminster government of type of government with presidential system of government. Westminster type of government, there is the opposition and then there is the government side. But the presidential, there is the majority and the minority. Kenyans are lucky, I can say that, to understand that let us take the government of Nairobi County. Sakaja, the governor, is from UDA. But you find UDA is the minority. So when Sakaja does whatever he does, and it reaches a time when Sakaja is supposed to approach the majority party, he goes to Azimio. So that is how it is that in a presidential system, you will find that the party that the president or even the governor comes from, it could be in the minority. So insisting that Junet Mohammed be sees as being the leader of the minority just because 5 of his members, or is it suspended? 5 of his suspended members are now in the government. That is, if it were from somebody else, I would understand. But if those who are trying to say that, they have decided to be unreasonable. They have decided to be unreasonable. Now let us come to today's topic. After these people joined the government, of course, the belief out there is that Raila being going to Addis Ababa, he would not be opposing. And then there is a question here is that supposing, and I want to tell you that the only 2 reasons that can make Raila not get that are 2. One, Raila cannot get it because if God decides so. You know, even when I'm talking to you, it is only God who knows if tomorrow I will be in the mortuary. So anybody can die anytime. I know Raila's people, you try to imagine that he's dead. Hey, utaona ile ujaona. Utatukanwa. Hey, utakufa mbele ya Raila. But what is wrong with me dying ahead of Raila? Nothing. So I'm saying the first reason that can make Raila not take the OAU seat is that act of God, he dies. The second reason that can make Raila not go to Addis Ababa is if he becomes sick to an extent that he cannot function for the job. You know, we look at people and we don't know. Maybe people have underlying sickness or whatever. Or even you can be traveling and you have a road accident, isn't it? Then you can't be. But if it were not for those 2, take it to the bank that Raila will be the president. Now you have seen everybody in ODM has scaled down attacks on Kenya Kwanza government. Everybody has scaled down. Some have even gone to an extent of praising it. Some, like Mabona, have even gone to an extent of getting an excuse of siding with Kenya Kwanza. You remember when Gachagua's team mentioned that Raila alipo, hey, Mabona said, okay, umeguza baba. Hey, sasa, and a lot of ODM people were saying that. They were even saying that if Gachagua would not have mentioned Raila, they would have abstained. They would have abstained. And you see, if they abstain, those voting would not reach 2/3. But since Gachagua Riscam mentioned Baba, then they did that. So you find that Gachagua is his own worst enemy. Some of these press conferences and long stories he's showing and the videos and whatever, they are doing him too much damage than even keeping quiet. And that is why in the law courts, you are given 3 options. You are told, unataka kujitetea ukiwa pande gani? Ukiwa pande hii, utaapishwa na ukiwa na mashahidi, utawaita na utaulizwa maswali. Na ukiwa pande ile, utaongea ukiwa pahali huko, utapeana ushahidi na hutaulizwa maswali, lakini ukicross uende pande ile ingine, utaapishwa na utoe ushahidi, na ukiwa hata na mashahidi uite, na utakuwa cross examined. The third one is unaweza nyamaza na uache uamuzi wa koti. Ungependa ujitetee ukiwa pande gani? So these are the occasions when I would advise my mufiala, my cousin, my cousins in quotes. I would tell my cousin in quotes, mufiala, that this is the best time for him to use. The third option is unyamaze na ungoje uamuzi wa court, because every time you talk you go deep and deep. But what I have seen of recent is the kind of attacks that Sifuna is making on the government. There is even a trick that he played the government side when they agreed that he seconds the motion, and then he reached a last minute and withdrew from the motion. And if you look at the way he's talking and doing anything, he is hostile to the government. Now there is even a time when he was talking and he was saying that even though ODM is cooperating with the government, but he will continue criticizing the government. And even when he was talking that occasion, Mama Ida was there. So he talked and addressed Mama Ida, said Mama Ida is here, and Mama Ida is like my mother. I'm doing this, I'm talking whatever I'm talking. Anytime Mama Ida picks up her phone and tells me, kijana yangu, don't talk that, I will stop. And Mama Ida, I nearly said Mama Gina. Mama Ida just smiled and even didn't comment on that and that. So the message he was sending that whatever he's doing, nobody higher than him. And you know, Secretary General of a party, of any organization, is a very senior person. So he was saying that nobody is stopping him and he's doing that. Then what do we conclude? What do we conclude by coming to that? The only conclusion we can make is that ODM, especially Raila Odinga, is not putting all his eggs in one basket. They are going to have a position such that in the unlikely occasion of Raila not making it, then in the unlikely occasion that Raila does not make it, then they can do what? They can still go to the opposition. But one thing I would advise Ruto very much is to pray and fast. Pray and fast, because Raila missing the African Union, he'll come back. Raila missing the African Union, he'll come back. Although the latest time, because of the Gene C, he's so much weakened. I don't think that he can really come back in great force the way he has been doing. But then people say he's a Gwambo. I don't, and of the 9 Kenyan languages I speak, Luo is not one of them, but I understand that the word Agwambo is somebody mysterious. Every time we have, especially a person like me who has been associated with being in the other party, some people say that, some people have been saying, I don't know whether it is true or not, some people have been saying that before I make a decision, I usually ask myself, which side is Raila? Then I go the others. I don't know whether it is true. I'm not in a position to know. But then every time people have been saying, this time is ponyoka amenini. That is the last nail in there. But he has always been coming back in great force. And I think that is where he got the name Agwambo, the mysterious one. Somebody whom you count him out at your own peril. But as I've been saying, and I'll continue repeating, that people have heard, Sijui Sadek has said this, Sijui people have said that, whatever. But take it to the bank. Not just Equity Bank, not even the Central Bank of Kenya. Take it to the World Bank. That it is just a matter of time before Raila is installed as the AUC chairman.